They liked it. I like you, but I don't want to be near you. I don't want to be anywhere near you.
Happy Friday,
Happy
man.
Friday, Mark.
Man, what a long week.
It was. It always is.
Yeah.
And then this zips by so quickly.
Yes, well, what do we know? We're drinking the
That's
whole
true.
time.
That's true.
Well, Dan, I'm excited today. I am terrible at getting things done like mailing samples, and I did not mail any samples because that would not be proper. But
Just not cricket.
some samples went places, and it started with the Cream of Kentucky.
Sorry to do that to y'all.
Sorry to do it to everybody, but we just had to know: is it as awful as we believe it to be?
Because it did win some awards.
It did.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
We're baffled.
No idea how.
Yeah.
And remember, if everybody notices that we're doing this, we had one of those aha moments about the monitor we use to watch stuff instead of having it over here. But now it's really hard not to just stare at our beautiful faces.
I was going to say, I mean, I never realized how handsome we were until just now.
Well, if you actually watched any of our stuff, you would know how handsome we were. We're gorgeous people.
I'm like one of those actors. I don't watch any of the things that I make. That's why they're so great.
Well, hey, Larry. Bender and Larry, that's two of the folks we sent samples to.
Oh, good. Eric already emailed us about his experience with it. He cheated.
Well, it's not cheating. He can drink it whenever he wants.
All right.
Eric agrees. That Cream of Kentucky rye is awful. We're going to save that till last, mainly because I don't want to have that in my mouth any longer than I have to. I will sip some more just because we're solidarity. Also on the samples, as you could probably tell, I suck at labeling things. I don't have labels in the house. I'm not normally doing sample things.
Right.
Dan and I's sample, as good as it gets, is tape with a magic marker, and that's what you guys got.
Yep.
So hopefully you figured out which was which. We are going to drink the Deerhammer.
Should we start with that?
And we'll sip some. Let's sip some regular Deerhammer.
All right. So this is my bottle.
But that's the one. Now you guys realize this is a one of a kind thing. Now I'm sure by now that barrel that it came out of has been bottled into something else. But at least at the moment it came out of the barrel, that's the only one that exists in the world. So you truly have one of a kind samples.
I need the pork ham.
Pork ham.
Pork ham.
You could just say pork ham.
You can tell me which one is it now that I can see what I'm doing.
Well, if you want the picture in picture,
it's
this little
buttons.
guy. Or it's camera 3 if you want.
As long as I don't have to do math, we're fine. All right, this is the standard.
I'm still a little stung that you outmathed me once last week.
I did. Every stop clock is right twice a day. Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna have some standard Deerhammer.
Standard hammer.
American Single Malt. These, I think when we were up there, I think these averaged 3.5 or 4 years.
Yeah, I believe you're right. And it's 92 proof.
92 proof.
And
100% malted barley. Distilled, aged from grain, I believe he sources somewhere in Colorado. In Buena Vista. Buena Vista. BV, Colorado.
BV. Now, he also sends his spent grains to farms around that area, which is pretty cool.
Here's Eric. He recovered from drinking the Kentucky rye in time to join us.
Eric, we're saving it for last just because we want to not torture ourselves this early. All right. We must confess that we did sip some of this before we started recording. This is the one that you picked.
Why do we have to confess that?
Well, strike that from the record.
I don't mind confessing it. I object to the fact that you think I have to confess it.
Well, I will confess it. Why? You have a nicer topper than me too. Look at that. Oh.
Well, that's the plain bottle.
It's true. This is the single barrel. But anyway, I was just going to say that there is a distinct difference between these two bottles.
Yes. Yes.
I am ready and
you can go back and watch the videos when Dan and I were there in the warehouse, but we really got to go around with gigantic straws and sip whatever barrel we wanted.
Yeah.
And then pick the ones we liked.
I have a great photo of us with straws. We're not sober at all.
Luckily, just outside the rack house, Lenny has a camper that he lets people use, so we didn't have to go anywhere. We just sipped out of the barrels all day long, and then
we slept outside the rack house.
Slept right outside the rack house in the camper.
It's pretty great.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
this is delicious.
It is.
I still need to find. I do not know what the distribution, how wide that is. But if you can get Deerhammer Single Malt, and look, we had everything there, and everything there was really good. Even the whiskey right out of the still was enjoyable.
We should tell them too why we went up there.
Yes, we went. Tell them why we went.
Well, we went up there because we were bad-mouthing young whiskeys. And Lenny reached out to us, the master distiller, founder of Deerhammer, reached out to us and said, "Hey, let me learn you some things." And he was absolutely correct. I mean,
he's smarter than we are.
Yeah. He did. We were basically going on because we had a bunch of young whiskeys that leading up to that.
We'd been on a young whiskey path, and
it was not going well.
Not going well.
But Lenny watched the show and he reached out or listened to the podcast, I think, and reached out and said, "Let me talk to you about a few things." And so he showed us around. We drank stuff right out of the still. Yep. It was actually quite good.
We drank his bourbon right off the still.
Yeah.
We drank some 6-month-old bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
He showed us how they run through the different ages and think about blending with different barrels. We drank his rye whiskey. We drank the single malt. He was doing some fun stuff where he was testing this slow, it's a slow blending process,
mm-hmm.
or slow proofing process, where he had 2 identical bottles of whiskey, and in one, he just proofed it down all in one shot. And then in the other one, he would go back like once a week and put a little water in. And he was testing what would happen. And it was fascinating. Sciencing.
We don't know how that turned out, but
we do not.
But Lenny, if you stumble upon this, let us know.
Yeah.
But anyway, so he kind of put us through our paces and said, well, listen, just because it's young doesn't mean it's bad. And
just because it's old doesn't mean it's good.
Exactly. And I think Lenny's point was we're doing things differently and taking the care, and these are the results, and they are fantastic.
So we're warming up with some regular Deerhammer.
Yeah.
I guess when we're ready.
Ooh, Bender tasted the Deerhammer. Did you guys, I'm curious of the ones that did get samples, have you guys tasted them already? Because I know Eric did. Oh, okay, Eric tasted both. Larry, did you? Did you taste both?
And it's okay. Don't feel like you had to wait for us.
You can.
I mean, it took me 2 weeks to send samples. You drink it whenever you want.
Yeah, if they show, I wouldn't have waited either. So, Larry's fresh
awesome.
Meat. All right,
Larry, cue up the Deerhammer,
mm-hmm.
American Single Malt, single barrel. And by the way, speaking of old isn't necessarily good, do you remember? Because Lenny let us have some of his son's barrel, the barrel of whiskey he barreled when his son was born. It was 7 or 9 years before.
It was a long time.
It was delicious.
Yes. So this is the single barrel. This is what you guys have in your bottles, sample bottles. This is Mark's. It is autographed by Lenny. Put it on the pour cam. I'll show him.
We'll go full pour.
Full pour cam. So you can see Lenny. He signed it for us.
So you can see it there if you get the angle just right.
Yeah. So what you guys have in your bottles is a one-of-a-kind bottle. This came straight out of the barrel. We watched Lenny pour it into this barrel or this bottle from the barrel, out of the straw. So this is what you guys...
Bender's after my heart. He's on a conference call sipping the whiskey. Bender, do you do...
You're one of us, Bender.
I'm not saying that. I've heard what people will do is they will put their whiskey in coffee cups during work hours. I don't know if that is true, but do you do that?
If not, why? I mean, it seems logical.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Clinking for you.
Dunker.
All right. So this is what you guys... So if you guys have it out, if you got your bottles... Grab a glass.
Look at Larry. He had a palate cleanse with some Wild Turkey 101.
Atta boy.
I just splashed mine.
No, you're off the team. Get out of here. All right. I'm going to say what I said earlier, which is on the nose, I get pecans, big pecans. I don't know if you guys get that, but it's like praline pie, like just so good. Nuts. That's what it is.
Now you got me on... Because I grew up on pecan pies in the South, and it's definitely that. Now, I don't know if it's really there or you put it there, but it's there.
That's delicious, and it's so different from the regular Deerhammer, which is 92 proof, and then what you guys are drinking is, it's in percentage, 54.6%, so 109-ish.
Yeah, 109 point whatever.
109.2. So... Bottle 2 out of 200. Mine is bottle 1, just saying. Oh, no, wait, no, it's not.
Is it?
No,
Let's look.
No, because it's not. You're right. Mine's 3.
I think there must be some sort of reason he wouldn't put a 1 on one of them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Larry's getting nutty too, sweet and nutty.
I think this is delicious.
I do too. And it's a fuller mouthfeel than this one too.
It's fat and rich, and it's got Deerhammer. We talked about this when we were there. There's a chocolate note to it that is just so pronounced. It's less pronounced on the nose than the standard offering, but it's still there.
And actually, Lenny had paired a lot of these with chocolate.
Yeah, there's a funny
chocolate.
moment when Dan goes, "This is chocolate. Do you mean to do that?" And then he just reached down and handed him a block of Mexican chocolate and went, "It was a matter of fact."
Yeah.
We do base, or at least use that as a taste measure.
Yeah. And so one of the unique things about both of these bottles is that I kept going on, and I said this last week about grappa and the grappa taste. I don't get any of that in this. So, there's really a craft to young whiskeys, and I think Lenny is really doing it well.
Well, I remember too that I don't necessarily think 4-ish year old is
young,
not
right,
necessarily
yeah.
super young. I don't remember. We would have known how old that was. I don't remember how old it was.
Bender says he can taste the filling of pecan pie.
Yeah. Well, we know Bender's living the life down south with pecan.
We need to write this down that I was right one time.
Or you just put thoughts.
I just put thoughts on
brown
it.
sugar. But so does everybody like it? That's the main.
That's a good question.
Do you like that?
Yeah,
I think it's delicious.
I do too. And I would buy the standard 92 proof bottle any day of the week. The American Single Malt. They have a bunch of different. Deerhammer's got a bunch you should look into. They got rye, a bourbon.
Right. In the bourbon, he uses a smoked corn for his bourbon. It's quite tasty.
Yeah. And we had all of them, but I don't remember all of them because we had all of them. That's why I don't remember.
Right after each other.
Oh, that's delicious. I like this a lot.
This is a great way to start with delicious whiskey because we all know where we're going.
Yeah.
And look, if somebody likes that legitimately, that's fine. Every taste is
The cream
taste.
of Kentucky you're talking
But the cream of Kentucky. But I'm telling you, I have seen other folks like us, people that bloviate about whiskey, come up with all sorts of ways to say it's not good. It's a unique characteristic. It's your baby's ugly characteristic. I don't know what they're thinking.
It's like the creepy uncle you have.
And look, it happens.
in a good way.
It happens. And I think in this case, I forget the name of the rye he found, but it's probably on the bottom. Starts with an R.
Ryman.
Ryman. You go out on a limb, you find stuff. Yeah, it's going to be a different flavor. And I've had rye bread I don't like, and I've had rye bread I like. I'm sure to whoever's palate, Jim Rutledge's palate, that made a lot of sense. I just don't get it.
I don't either.
Good. Eric likes it too.
Yeah, I think and actually, Bender, you got a good point there. The proof is perfect on this. I think it just gives it a little bit more of that full mouth
It just
feel.
happens to be whatever came out of the barrel.
Exactly.
But it is quite nice.
Yeah, and Lenny did have his proofometer thing. I don't know what that's called. I'm going with proofometer.
I'm sure that's what it was.
Yeah, and it's 54.6%.
And he stuck it in there and proofed it right then, which
Yeah.
was kind of cool.
It was.
Which I think they have to do. It's amazing how they track all this stuff.
Yeah.
That not a drop moves without it being tracked for federal taxation purposes.
Right.
Super fun. And Lenny does a lot of fun things. So you hear a lot about toasted barrels. All of the whiskey at Deerhammer, it's a light char, but it's a heavy toast. And I think that has something to do combining with the altitude to make a difference. And then the other thing is he goes in super low. I believe it was 105 proof he goes in the barrel. So 20 proof points below what he could.
Yeah.
Way more expensive to do that. Those heavy toast barrels, way more expensive. And one of the things we always talk about is we want to support the craft distillers. They got to earn it. And that's the kind of thing you do to earn it. Because it's just, I don't know, I'm not rich. I don't have all the money in the world to buy everything. And when you spend 50 or 60 or 70 bucks on a craft whiskey and it's disappointing, it just gets hard when you know you can do this for 25 bucks and be happy.
But I think it was Larry. Sorry, you're right. The nose is just so good, isn't it? And it gets better the longer it sits. It gets sweeter. Like there's more sugar to it, which I think is lovely.
I like it. I'm really happy.
Yeah.
By the way, we paid for those bottles.
We
too.
did.
They weren't free. We paid for them.
Yeah.
I don't think we paid I think we paid the same price he charges for the regular ones in the distillery. So
Yeah, it's a good taste.
heck of a deal. Although if you balance out all the straw drinking,
We came out on top.
Lenny lost.
Yeah.
Lenny got hosed on that deal.
we came out on top, but we passed out flat on the floor.
In a camper.
Yeah. And the great thing is we do have another single barrel to taste at some point. Maybe we'll work through this one first, and then do another episode on that one. But yeah, this is delicious.
Y'all's friends do that? Let me drink yours first, and then maybe it's possible.
We'll talk about.
I might consider.
We'll have the discussion about
opening mine.
So you know I'm a great friend, Mark. All right.
All right, that's fun.
Yeah. What are we moving on to? Are we going straight into the cream of Kentucky?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so.
So the bottle on the end there, that guy there, that is the Hidden Barn. Now, I have a list of people in the whiskey world that I would love to talk to. High up on that list is Jackie Zykan. She just spent the last, I don't know how many years, 7 or 8 or 10 years, at Brown-Forman in Old Forester. She has had a lot to do with, if you like Old Forester whiskey, things like the Whiskey Row series, the 1897, 1910, 1920. She had a lot to do with that. If that's been a fun thing, she had something to do with that. She came out of the cocktail world. She left Old Forester. She left what everybody would have thought was the job and has gone in with the Neely Family Distillery and a fellow here in the Colorado area, Nate Wingar, I'm not sure if I pronounced that right, and they've come up with Hidden Barn. She is working with whiskey from the Neely Family Distillery, doing a lot of the fun things right. I jumped in head first. I didn't mean to do it. I had looked at my local store to see if they had one. They didn't. Dan found one.
I'm an enabler.
Here's another one of those things Dan does. He doesn't buy the bottle. He told me where it was so I could buy it, and then he went and picked it up.
To be fair, I would have bought it if you hadn't, but now that you did.
That's the Schrodinger's case. I'm going to get a bottle. I both know it's Mark buying it or Mark buying it before I drink the bottle.
I'm gonna get a bottle with Mark's money.
Yes, that's exactly what happened.
Okay.
So I'm excited. We're going to drink that next week. I want to get a little bit back to our open the bottle videos, where in a nice quiet environment where I'm used to drinking whiskey, I open these things and figure out the initial thing. So next week we'll sip on that. I'm really excited for it. They're doing some cool stuff too. I believe I read it's a sweet mash setup, which is the only person I know at scale doing sweet mash is Peerless. And they go in the barrel at 110 proof, which is awesome. 4 to 5 years old, we'll see. But remember, she was responsible for a lot of what we love about Old Forester. Very few of the commonly available Old Forester bottles are older than 5 or 6 years old, and we love those.
Yeah.
I have high hopes.
Yeah, and I will say that I forgot what I was going to say just now. So we'll just play this off as if I know what I'm talking about. But what are we drinking next?
That was insightful.
I had something and I forgot.
Yeah, I just need a little brief respite before I drink the shit that is cream of Kentucky.
Okay, well I'm gonna dive in. All right, cue up, guys. Cue up your cream of Kentucky.
I should have some music.
Old Dan's gonna do here. You know what? First of all, my hands are sweaty because it's a gazillion degrees in here, so I can't open this.
It is a gazillion degrees in here.
Oh, there we go. All right.
Do you need my little sweat rag?
Nope. I gotta get kitted up though. This is gonna be hard. All right.
It's gonna be a rough.
All right, now I'm ready.
All right. Don't any straws to get up in your helmet.
I know. Where's pour cam? Do we have pour cam up? Pour cam's up.
Pour cam's up. I'm for one.
Oh, I poured too much.
Yeah. Any amount in your glass of that is too much.
All right. Eric and Larry, Wilderness Trail is one of my least favorite bottles recently.
But at least we know they're doing a sweet mash.
Yeah. All right.
I would explain sweet mash, but looking here, everybody here knows what that means. If you don't, if you're watching and not commenting and you need a primer on sweet mash versus sour mash, let me know.
All right, Mark, here's your pour. Okay. Cheers, everyone. All right, I got to take this off.
Thanks, Dan.
See, I'm a giver, okay? All right.
You know, when Eric emailed earlier and said he had a similar thing, that we first nosed it, we weren't the alarm bells didn't immediately go off, but that nose now it's awful.
It's awful. Do you think, I mean, is it such a thing as getting a bad bottle? I mean, is that really a thing? Or are we just making that up?
Well, bottled and bond, it's not a single barrel.
Right.
It's in a single season. You got to figure there's a couple of hundred There's a bunch of barrel. No, I don't think there's possible.
Larry, I want you to drink yours first. We've already done our duty here.
You first, Larry.
Oh my God, that is awful. Like
It's familiar though. What is that? That's different. Maybe it's because you poured
half the bottle in there.
poured half a bottle in there.
Oh, good
Oh,
Lord.
look, there's Scott.
All right, Scott, we'll keep drinking. I promise.
This is what you do to family. So. Oh, we didn't send Scott a sample.
We didn't.
We should.
But I'm going to see Scott next month, so I'll bring him some of this swill. That has not gotten better.
I can't bring myself to sip.
It's not good. It's not good. Nose is weird. Yep, Larry, you're right.
It's like when you have little kids around and you give them the little jar full of bubble and they're going to blow bubbles. That's kind of what it. That's kind of.
I've seen a lot of kids do that. Actually, just take a big swig. So it's like, I mean, there is a lot of oak on the nose, actually, if you think about it. But
God, that's awful.
It's fermented hay. That's good. That's a good one. Yeah, there's like that sweetness of like manure. Ugh.
It is it's awful.
I don't want to take a second sip, but I'm gonna.
I'm not drinking that. Oh God. That's just terrible.
It's just not good.
There's zero redeeming quality to that. Well, I take that back. The color is lovely.
It is. But something is wrong. Like
it definitely feels like something.
For this to make it into the bottle with a name like Jim Rutledge on it, something is wrong.
I think something's wrong.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I would be willing to try a different bottle as long as I didn't have to pay for it. Well, I didn't have to pay for that one.
Yeah, it's true.
As long as one of us doesn't have to pay for it.
I already paid my dues.
I think that's what happened. It's just that one bottle has some karma in it.
Larry has not said anything since he nosed it. So
Larry's old. He may have just died from that.
I'm worried about Larry. Will somebody check in on Larry?
Call a friend in Athens
Yeah.
and then run over to Florence and check on Larry.
You know what the worst thing about this is it leaves a lingering awfulness in your mouth. Mm-hmm. We're not making any friends at Cream of Kentucky.
Oh, God. We didn't have any friends.
Well, yeah, but we're not going to in the future. Larry, you're okay. Good. Puzzled. That is a good way to say that. Yeah.
You left your scarecrow outside too long. Go out in the house while it's wet and it dried the dark corner. I'll go with that.
All right. Yeah.
And you sprinkled some yeast on it and fermented into that.
And then set it on fire and put it out and left it there again.
Nah, if you'd set it on fire, it'd taste better.
That's true. What are we going to drink to get that awfulness out of our mouth?
I don't know. I want to make sure we get Larry's.
Is
Larry's still alive. He's just puzzled.
So I'm waiting for Larry's feedback here, but the consensus seems to be that this is not a good bottle, and it's not just us being unfair. It's
or ignorant or whatever we are. It's not that.
It's just not. Something's wrong. This is not good. But yeah. Okay.
And I want to say, well, every palate's different. I can whatever. You know, when I eat olives, I don't particularly care for olives, but I get the allure. I don't understand that. It's awful.
Yeah. There's just something in it that's not. It's like it came out of a moldy barrel or something. All right. We need to drink something that's not that. We can't end on that.
No, we cannot.
What are we doing? I got our baseline standard. We've still got the Hidden Barn. We're
not opening the Hidden Barn.
We got Woodinville.
I'm not drinking it.
You want me to offer something good? I got Four Roses.
I had some of that earlier. It's delicious.
We got Rare Breed. That's always reliable. We can open that Baker's.
Is the Rare Breed open?
It is.
Good. I'll have some Rare Breed.
All right, Rare Breed it is.
Rare Breed.
All right. Okay, so Larry says something's off, which, yes, agree.
Gosh, Larry, that's
being nice.
That's a very understated way to say that's the worst thing I've hadn't sipped in a long time.
Hot garbage fire is the term you're looking for. It's
not the same, but sometimes when my dog licks my face, all I can remember is being a kid in Gulf Shores, Alabama, and the way the trash cans at the beach smell with all the leftover shrimp heads and bait and stuff in it. It's a similar magnitude awfulness to that.
Did I hit the right button?
No.
I never hit the right button.
But I appreciate that.
Hey, I tried. All right. Moving on to something that doesn't suck.
Bender's a very open-minded person. Now, Bender, you do know that almost every statement that starts with "I'm an open-minded person" ends with an. But in this case, I think you're correct.
Everything after the "but" is always bad.
And that's a good. He said it's a good way to say it. Not my jam.
Not my jam.
No.
Yeah, I think we've been less kind to it than our listeners have been, but I think the consensus is there's something off about this.
I doubt Jim Rutledge or anybody at Cream of Kentucky gives two shits about what we
Probably not. Maybe like half a shit. Some people read the comments. All right, back to something good.
That's something good. Rare breed.
Oh, Eric, the price of I paid $75 plus tax.
Yes, which makes it even worse.
And that actually hurt a little bit to say.
Not the worst. Larry.
I would do a spit take, but this is good. So what is the worst?
What would be the worst?
Yeah.
What have you had, Larry, that's worse than that?
I'm very curious now. Oh, okay, so have we had something worse? There was that Rebel Yell.
Yeah, but it was just stupid hot without reasonable flavors.
Yeah.
It didn't taste nasty.
We poured that in the yard. This we sent to people we presumably like.
We poured the Woodford Reserve.
Oh,
double.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I'm going to say that was bad. It was
bad.
not as bad as this.
This has consistently been terrible, and I'm really wishing I could get my $75 back, which is something
I think you should go to Casey and walk in and say, "Look here now, that's not good."
I didn't buy it from Casey, but okay, I like this plan
Where'd
so
you
far.
go?
I bought this from Hazel's.
Hazel's. Go see Max.
Yeah.
Just tell Max, hey, I bought this in good faith. It's not good. I did my best. I drank half. I need like $38 back.
Give me a bottle. I don't care. Give me a bottle of 101.
Yeah. And I don't know Max, but I've been around him enough to know that you will get quite the "go fuck yourself" look from him.
Well, I'm definitely in need of a go fuck yourself.
I think so. And he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
So I think he would give you
Larry
the right way.
All right, Larry. Mellow corn is hilarious.
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with mellow corn. It's just mellow corn.
Mellow corn is great for laughs. I don't know. It tastes ridiculous, but it's
Bender's here. Bender, late last night, I needed to get some videos that needed to be done, and one of them was me talking about that Balcones True Blue 100. So I went back to that. That holds up.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd pay the $45 or $50 I paid for it, but $15 for mellow corn, I'd probably pay the extra because that Balcony stuff is pretty tasty.
I'm going to do a back to the bottle on this Rebel that you don't like, the weeded whiskey.
That's disappointing. I wish I had traded that off to one of the folks in that club.
Yeah. I'll do a back to the bottle on that. And what else? I mean,
I'm going to tell you what, though. Wild turkey in general, rare breed. Oh, my goodness. And the rare breed rye, they want $75 a bottle for that around here now, but holy smoke, this stuff is good.
It's good, though, the rare breed rye.
North Best.
We keep not opening our baseline bottle, which I feel like we should.
We will.
Yeah. Eric, what do you got? I guess Found North Batch 3. What is Found North? It's bloody disgusting. He turned British. That's how bad it is. Batch 4 sample is very good. You know what was a good one that I actually, and it's MGP too. There was one that I really liked. And then I bought a bottle of it because you had a bottle of it, I think, was the Blood Oath Pact 3.
Yeah.
The Pact 3 was quite good. And then the Pact 4 was terrible.
The Blood Oath stuff, though, it's not so much that it objectively is unpleasant. It's that it has this following, and it's expensive.
It's MGP.
And it's just not good.
I thought the Pact 3 was good. The Pact 4 was awful.
I don't know.
I gave that bottle away.
I can't keep all that stuff.
Yeah, I kept the box.
So, rare breed, delicious. And it's a good thing to go back to our baseline bottle.
It is.
After we had an amped up version of our baseline bottle.
Well, here you go.
Rare breed's fabulous.
Are you still? Okay.
I think I did like the 112.8 better than the 116.8.
Smoke. We got smoke.
What camera do you want?
Did you guys were supposed to do research?
Yeah, weren't y'all supposed to figure out how the smoke
None of you
works?
did your homework? None of you. What's the smoke? What's the smoke about, guys?
Yeah, thanks, Bender. So in the video, I mentioned that in my head, with that corn whiskey, I thought a sweet vermouth on the drier side, not the one the cokey or choky that I always drink, but something a little drier would make a hell of a Manhattan. Bender backs that up. Made a hell of a Manhattan. I know how you are about cocktails and how into that scene.
I mean, if it's not an old fashioned, I'm probably not going to drink it. I do like a good old fashioned though. All right, baseline, do it. All right, 101, our baseline whiskey. We talked about this in our last episode, how this is our baseline whiskey. I actually
we don't usually use it in this case. Here's a whiskey we really like.
Yeah.
Let's see how it compares to something a third the price.
Yeah, right. But this is good to have on hand.
Could the smoke be due to the altitude? I guess so.
All right, wait, which button do I hit? I want to do off. Yes, I did it. Technology.
We've been doing this live stream thing for almost a year. Dan just figured out one of those buttons does.
To be fair, Mark hogs the buttons. I'm not gonna lie.
I do. But you hog the camera time and all the bike stuff.
I do. It's true. Anyway, so I'm still drinking the Red Breed.
Could it be the altitude? Absolutely. There are all kind of weird things that happen with products that are not packaged or created at altitude. So for instance, if you get a bag of chips that was created somewhere not at altitude, it looks like it's about to blow up when it gets here. And guess what will happen when you open it? It blows up.
Yeah.
My wife, we went to, there's a cosmetics place, natural cosmetics thing. They talk about making it all locally on Pearl Street in Boulder. They don't make it here because when she opened whatever that powdery stuff was, it was like a dry shampoo.
Oh, it like exploded.
It just blew up all over the place. So it could be the altitude.
All right, 101. I feel like this is unfair, but it always holds up.
What did you pour in there?
101.
Oh, why didn't you pour yourself some?
Because I was still finishing my Rare Breed.
Oh, it absolutely holds up. It's
All right.
delicious. It's not Rare Breed, 100%.
Sure.
But that's the point of a baseline bottle. If you buy a bottle of Rare Breed at, what, 50?
Yeah, it was like 55.
55?
Yeah.
And you were to drink its brethren at 23, and it wasn't better, that would tell you something. In this case, it is better, but that still holds up.
It does, and this has definitely more alcohol than those.
Yeah, it's which is weird because this is 6, 7, and 8-year-old bourbon, typically a batch of 101. I don't know, they don't give you any kind of age idea on a Rare Breed.
That's still good. Like, there's a little bit of like something more savory in this, I think.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It is really hot in the garage.
It was really disgustingly hot.
Next week, Dan, he said he'd come to my house so we don't have to sit in the garage. I hope
did.
that's what happens.
It's probably not gonna.
Probably not going to happen.
All right. Well, have we accomplished our goal today?
I believe so.
Have we drank the cream of Kentucky for the last time?
Yes, I will not drink anymore.
Okay. Thank you.
I will, however, if Jim Rutledge or anybody related to that brand decides that we're idiots and it really is good and maybe we got a bad copy somehow,
Yeah.
and they send another bottle, I will gladly drink that. I will never again spend my precious whiskey budget or my palate on that. It's awful.
Nope. I like I said, I don't regret buying bottles. I mean, even if I spend money on them, at least I got to try them.
Yep.
This one I kind of regret.
Yep.
This is the first time.
I got to say, I'm a little worried that next week when we drink that Hidden Barn, the same thing might happen. But I'm putting my faith in Jackie. She has hit home runs for me. She doesn't know me, but she has hit home runs for me as a whiskey drinker for a long, long time.
This might be a stupid proposition, but should we get some Old Forester 1920 to have on the side of this?
Sure.
Because why not?
Yeah, we have to get one. I do have a 19. I have one or the other in the cabinet. I think I have a 1920 in the cabinet. Old label. You know how whiskeys get with labels.
Scott,
Your brother-in-law cracking me up. Like all this stuff, nothing remotely related to. I'm gonna open some Legion.
I have not had Legion though. Have you?
Yeah, I bought a bottle of it.
It was for a while. It was like the hot whiskey.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's
a bean product, right?
We got down on finish stuff. But what happened with that is that's a collaboration. Clearly we've had enough.
Collaboration.
It's a thing that starts with the C that all the Instagram accounts send you messages for. That's between Fred No, Master Distiller at Jim Beam, and the Master Blender at Suntory. So in every country except the U.S., the Master Blender carries all the weight, which is another reason why I'm a Jackie Sycan fan, because she was a Master Taster, so not a Master. And she has no interest in being a Master Distiller.
Good for her. I just want to drink too.
Anyway, master distiller, whose name I do not recall, master blender at Suntory and Fred got together. They took some bourbon, they took some ideas around blending, and that's what Legion is. It's good. It's $35 or so a bottle. It's different. It is solid. There's nothing you don't like about it. It's not. Obviously, I never bought another bottle. I enjoyed it, but I don't know that
I've never bought a bottle.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Here's a challenge for y'all. Someone buy that Metallica whiskey, the blackened. Because I ain't gonna do it.
Yeah, but
I like Metallica.
That was one of the last projects that Dave Pickerel worked on.
Ooh, so there's promise.
There's definitely. I wouldn't write it off just because it seems like a money grab. I will remind you, people who are on the wagon.
Yeah.
Like most people in Metallica, I'm pretty sure Hetfield, Ulrich, they don't drink.
Yeah. But they want us to drink.
And they're selling a whiskey. Even that.
Yeah.
Because Dave was involved, I'd give it a shot.
All right. Fair enough. I feel like Metallica has done their fair share of master tasting.
Bender's still got this minerally dirt-like taste in his mouth.
I do. I apologize for putting this on you guys.
We're so sorry.
We had to spread this.
In our defense, we sent some really good Deerhammer with it, too.
Yeah. All right. Well,
this is fun.
Yeah.
Man.
Good times. So next week
we're going to drink the Hidden Barn. If you guys get a chance, if you've had it already, maybe somebody's gotten it, opened it, let us know.
We need a favor. Tell your friends.
Tell your friends about us.
Yeah.
I understand that Friday at 2:30 may be an odd time, but look, Bender proved it. Just drink while you're working.
A coffee cup.
What's the problem? Bender said he uses a rock glass. He's not. He gives two shits about it. Right. He's drinking out of the rock glass.
He works in a
But tell your friends we appreciate it. Don't forget, if you're into bicycles, Dan has got a podcast and a whole bunch of great YouTube content for Slow Down the Fast Ride, and we just launched Dawn Patrol. If you're into mountain bikes, that's exciting stuff. In the description of this live stream, you'll see links and notes about all that stuff. Please share that with your friends. That's the best thing you can do to help us. And if you have ideas, because look, every week, sometimes right before the camera goes on, we haven't got the slightest idea what we're talking about.
It's Friday for us too.
Yeah. And give us some ideas. Let us know what you'd like to see.
Absolutely.
And share it with your friends. And here's Eric. And this is the second thing. So the first thing it was a different blackened thing. The blackened plus with Willet.
Oh.
Definitely different.
Oh, has anybody had the Willet and Wolves collaboration?
The $300 thing that I'm not going
to buy it. Yeah. But if you guys bought it, we want to hear about it. All right.
Blackened Texas edition. Anyway, awesome. Thank you guys for showing up. Thank you for drinking the samples and hanging out and giving us your input, giving us a little bit of a pat on the back to say we're not morons. It really is nasty.
Or at least as big as morons as we thought we were.
Whatever.
Yeah.
We're here. Mm-hmm. Cheers, everybody.
I did that in the wrong order. I drank first and then cheers.
We've been drinking.
Oh my God, turn on that fan.